Washington Post. Okay, 6:34. Allow me to introduce you to our Coffee with guest. Since he's been here many times before. This is James Taylor, and I always say not the fire and rain guy. This is the shocked and amazed guy. And there he is. It looks like you're in a pulpit.
Whoa, there you are.
But James, meet Dr. Bob.
Good morning, Don. Dr. Bob, how you all doing?
Okay, good morning, James.
And explain to Bob exactly what Shocked and Amazed is all about.
Shocked and Amazed is the world's only publication devoted entirely to the subject of circus sideshows, the great carnival midways, all the wonderful shows of the past and the present. Welcome to Atomic Books. Come on down.
All right.
Okay, Atomic Books, we're doing a little pan around here. You are on Charles Street, I believe?
Yes, we are. North Charles, between Eager and Chase, right across from the Grand Belvedere.
Yeah.
Come on down.
That's quite a building. Nice to see you again, up close.
This morning.
So you were in the shop window a moment ago.
Yeah, looking in through all the bone display and everything else. Got a couple of things to show you this morning in reference to October being Sideshow Month here at Atomic Books, and to welcome you for Volume 4 of Shocked and Amazed, my brand new volume.
We're going to show that in just a second, but new and improved, right?
Excuse me?
New and improved.
Oh yes, always new and improved. Better and better every day, just like the shows themselves. Why don't I show you a museum piece first? This is a pretty popular type of sideshow item. The showmen call these devilfish. Actually what they are is skates, like stingrays. Normally they kind of carve them all up after they find them dead on the beach. They look like aliens from another planet. This one I kind of liked when I picked this one up not that long ago. And because it looks kind of like a pufferfish, he's kind of twisted it all around.
Does.
Yeah, it looks like it's having a terribly bad hair day. The story that goes along with this is that this thing supposedly was found grabbing the leg of a sea captain who'd gone for a swim outside of his ship when he was off the coast of Madagascar. So this is the Madagascar What's-It.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm sure everybody at home is doing their own Fisteria jokes, so we won't do any.
I like the way it's attached, sort of screwed boldly right into the backboard there. Kind of gives it a touch of class, sideshow class.
You also were straining to pick it up. Is it heavy?
Oh, it weighs a ton. Actually, the fish is light, but the case weighs way more than I do.
And how did this come into your possession?
Actually, there's a number of people who keep their eyes peeled for these sorts of things for me. And they keep me well supplied, well stocked.
Yeah.
I mentioned Sideshow Month here at Atomic Books on North Charles. I've had sword swallowers equipment on before, and everybody knows about fire eaters and fire breathers and that kind of thing. But there's another trick that most people don't think about when they think about Sideshow, and that's one of the indestructible man. And during Sideshow Month here in Atomic, when we have the publication party for Volume 4, and we celebrate the first year here in the new location for Atomic Books on North Charles. We're going to have an indestructible man here, and among other things, well, the indestructible man is going to be putting his hand in this. This is an animal trap, not unlike the traps that you'd use out in the woods, which are terribly cruel to animals, and I would not advise anybody to use one of these for that. But for the sake of an indestructible man, well, I'd advise an indestructible man to do anything he wants, and one of the things he's going to do is going to be that.
Play with a carrot?
With his hand.
The question is why?
I don't ask these guys too many whys. I don't think I want to know the answers.
And speaking of sideshow type things, in our notes here it says that you're going to be lying on a bed of nails.
Oh, actually, I just did that up at B Below's in Bel Air. I will be doing it again at the Cinema Cafe in Washington, D.C. in a couple of weeks on October 19th. That's one of the sideshow acts that I do. I also have people stand on me while I'm on the bed of nails and have concrete blocks broken on me. So it takes a lot of work, a lot of work.
Bob's a physicist here, so does Bob understand how a bed of nails works?
Yeah. It's sharp.
Yeah, it's sort of the quickest way to become a human waffle.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize you participated in these things. I thought you just collected and watched others.
Well, I swore for a long time I was never going to get into the act, but you talk to these people for so many years, and they're such sweet and gracious and wonderful people, and they look at you and they say, don't you want to lie down and take a load off? And there's the bed of nails, and you just got to comply, so.
Is that something you have to practice, or could anybody lie down on a bed of nails?
Well, anyone can do it, but I think the why was asked a little while ago.
Yeah.
There's an amount of practice involved and an amount of skill. The secret to all the sideshow tricks is not that they aren't potentially as dangerous as they look, but that if you know what you're doing, they don't have to kill you. So I try not to get deaded during any of my acts.
Yeah, that is words to live by. There's several words to live by.
I mentioned the jackalope, and I had my horny friend on a little while ago.
Yeah, we've seen the jackalope.
Yes, a couple of shows back, but I want people to keep him in mind because I'm going to show you something in a little bit. The first thing I want to do, though, is show you this little fellow. Let's see if we can get in.
Okay, last thing that we got to go here, but
yeah, I'm not going to.
What is that?
This is a walnut.
Okay.
Into which have been carved 100 human faces.
Wow.
This is a sort of a Ripley's Believe It or Not sort of piece.
Sure.
I think it gives new meaning to the expression, here's looking at you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or I've got time on my hands.
Yeah, it's way too much time on their hands, I think these people have. This next little item, this is what's called a mummy doll. Now, no, there's not a miniature human being inside of this, but the South American mummies, say, for example, the Peruvian mummies, after they'd been interred for a number of decades, they would be disinterred, and all the wrapping would be taken off of these mummies, and the cloth from the mummies would be made into little dolls.
Great idea.
Yeah, and these dolls would be given to the children who would learn about their ancestors from handling the mummy wrapping.
What about the health value of that? By the way, there's our artifact for you. And if we show one more thing, we're not going to be able to show your book, so we want to do that. So
there we go.
Thank you, James Taylor.
Thank you all.
And there it is, Shocked and Amazed, Volume 4.
Yes.
At a bookstore near you or at his bookstore on North Charles Street, near Eager, right?
Thank you, Dr. Bob. Thank you both.
All right.
And he says he was at Bebelos, so I assume Bebelos is carrying the book here if you want to check it out.
I would assume so. Wow.
Yeah.
Were he late? Were he live? He was on a bed of nails. 6:41. We're going to take a break and be right back. The address for Coffee With, of course, if you don't know it by now.